So you want them bowling balls, them cap delts. And I get it. They make you look more masculine. They widen your frame. And let's be honest there, they make you look fucking good. Why are big, defined shoulders important? Why are they essential? It's a symbol of masculinity, strength, attractiveness. And, if your shoulders aren't developed, you look kind of weird. Your frame is out of proportion and you look like a little kid, It's actually been scientifically proven that women are most attracted to men with bigger shoulders than waist. So like a Dorito shape, you're familiar with that, the V taper. You have bigger shoulders, big back, and then a smaller waist. It's a muscle that I used to struggle with, but now I know the secrets of. I knew what I did wrong, and now I want to talk to you about mistakes I made. I want to help you get onto the path of getting big shoulders right away. Why did it took so long for me to get them defined? It took me some time because I took the advice of shoulders don't need to be trained heavy. You just need to focus on the movement. And I took this advice from roided up lifters. So lifters who've been injecting needles for years. When they inject stuff, and when you train shoulders, they get more defined very quick. They get bigger very quick. And it's because of the androgen receptors. I'm not a scientist, but when they have more androgen receptors, they get very big, very quick due to the steroids. So I then started focusing on heavy shoulder lifting. And that's when I saw the most change. So what I want to tell you is that you need to go hard and go to failure. And going to failure is the most important part once you have the right mentality of, okay, you need to train heavy. So do not train light with shoulders, knowing that you could have done 10 more reps or something. Now let's move on to the shoulder exercises that help me get defined shoulders. So yeah, there are 3 parts of the deltoid you have to focus on. You have the front, you have the lateral, and you have the rear. So the front, the mid, and the back. That's it. But to get them wide and capped, we need to focus more on the side, so the lateral and the rear deltoid, because the front is quite developed due to pressing movements, due to chest presses, bench presses. You train it quite a lot when you do chest. So we want to focus more on the lateral and the rear because that's where most people are lacking in the deltoid. So I do 3 shoulder exercises every workout and I train shoulders twice a week. So I do 6 exercises in a week. So before getting into the shoulder exercises, do some quality stretching, do some warming up because we do not want to risk an injury. So do like 5 minutes of quality stretching, a bit of, shoulder twist, stuff like that. Do a warm-up set before every exercise. That's very important. So I begin my shoulder exercises with a standing overhead press on the first day and a seated overhead press on the second day. Now, this trains the whole delt. It's a big compound lift. And it's a good lift to stimulate growth. It trains a lot of muscle. It puts a lot of muscles under that stress. And I just feel good every time. I get a good pump. And I do these for 3 sets, 5 to 10 reps, plus a warm-up set before it. So you want to go heavy on this. If you're doing a set and you can easily push out 10 reps, put 5 pounds more on it, you can go heavier. You have to really push yourself. Like 10 reps has to be like this, 10 reps, if you can go to 10, the 10 has to be the failure. And the 10th rep shouldn't be like, okay, I can do 2 more, Then I move on to the rear deltoid. So I do incline rear delt fly on one day. And on the second day, I do a lying down rear delt rope pull. And I do these exercises because it isolates the rear delt more. And, I feel more of a pump. I feel the muscle more. I used to do these quite light, but, that's just a mental thing. If you're doing them quite light, just, you can probably get some heavier dumbbells, right? So do 4 sets, 8 to 10 reps. That's when you'll see the most progression and you'll feel these in your rear delt. It's a neglected muscle, but if you do these exercises, you could really get some development in it. And they really give you the 3D deltoid look, so the really round, defined look. After the rear deltoid exercise, I move on to the lateral delt. And for the side delt, I actually do 1 exercise and I do this exercise 2 times a week. So I do the seated dumbbell lateral raises and I do 4 sets of 8 to 10 reps. These really give the calf the wide look, These really get the striations in and they just make you look very good. I mean, lateral raises is really a nice exercise. So you need to spam that, do 4 sets of it, and do it heavy. When training these, you really have to go to the max. You can do it with a bit of a bend, when a bit moving forward. After these 3 exercises, you've trained the whole shoulder, and yeah, that's really all you need. You don't need much more. So focus on doing these exercises twice a week for 6 months, and trust me, you'll get them round and striated, bro, for real. So there are as well some other things you need to keep in mind, and I've mentioned this in some other videos as well. So your protein intake is very important. You want to supplement that muscle growth by giving your body the nutrients it needs to get them growing. Once you've did this for like 6 to 12 months and you've really gotten big shoulders, you can cut down on body weight, and you can cut down on body fat, and you'll see more striations, might even see veins. And that's when you really get that capped round look. All in all, if you follow these points, be patient, be consistent, you'll get them wider. Good luck.